All right. Let's see if we got some audio here. So we tagging in to address Americans' problems of today. Um, you, people don't have the answer because I don't know. There's only two answers to the problem or why there's going to be an ongoing problem, no matter what everybody thinks. There's two reasons, and there's only one real solution. I'm not going to go over the solution. I'll cover just one aspect of the problem, and it's a start to why people can't and probably won't, the normal person won't be able to solve it. And it starts with this. I'm going to uh, play a little something that most people wouldn't think is relevant, but it's highly relevant. Why they're broke and why a lot of people are going to be homeless and going to jail. People who thought they were law-abiding citizens will be in jail. That's just the way it is, whether anybody wants to accept that or not. So let's cover one of the biggest problems that nobody will be able to overcome. Not alone. There's ways to overcome it, but so this is FDR in the 1930s. Same thing that you're going through right now. It's happened before, and there was a massive consequences to something that everybody at the time thought was good, but now it don't look so good to you. So let's listen to a little bit.
Investors and depositors. In fact, the strongest possible tie between the first two groups, agriculture and industry, is the fact that the savings and, to a degree, the security of both are tied together in that third group, the credit structure of the nation. Never in history have the interests of all the people been so united in a single economic problem. Picture to yourself, for instance, the great groups of property owned by millions of our citizens, represented by credits issued in the form of bonds and mortgages, government bonds of all kinds, federal, state, county, municipal, bonds of industrial companies, of utility companies, mortgages on real estate in farms and cities, and finally the vast investments of the nation in the railroad. What is the measure of the security of each of those groups? We know well that in our complicated, interrelated credit structure, if any one of these credit groups collapses, they may all collapse. Danger to one is danger to all. And how, I ask, has the present administration in Washington treated the interrelationship of these credit groups? The answer is clear. It has not recognized that interrelation existed at all. Why, the nation asks, has Washington failed to understand?
Right. So that is FDR, and that is called the Great Depression. That was almost 100 years ago. The same thing that you're going through right now, that you don't understand that you're going through. This is one of the problems, and it's not going to just be overcome by saving money, collecting food, shacking up in many people in the house trying to pay bills to get. That's not going to work. It doesn't work in a depression. Nothing works. Just destruction. And that's why the people back then were basically would go for anything, desperate. And this is your problem. This is you all's problem. This is Americans' problem today because you're coming up on your 100 years. So uh, a portion of your problem is just that. Yep. Now I've mentioned this before. Uh, so this is banker's book, just one of them, and it's pretty simple. It's telling you what your monetary system is. And if anybody knew what this was, you'd know why you have big problems. And you'd also know how to solve them. This is one thing that nobody's going to be able to get past unless you know the law. That's going to be the only thing that's going to save anybody. And you don't even know what laws. You wouldn't even begin knowing where to start. But this is your problem. This is your first problem. There's two major problems that have to be controlled. This is one of them. And there's only one way to control those two problems. And this is just a start because people don't know where to start at. This I'm giving for free, just a starting point. Most people won't care until their life is really starting to fall apart. A lot of people think that they're gonna uh, it's gonna get better. I mean, no, it's not. Not for a lot of people. Uh, it's just a figment of your imagination that it's going to be okay, but you're really setting yourself up because you're not preparing like you should. So this is just a short to show and start to explain a route to people saving their own lives. So if you care enough about your family, your kids, you look over at your kids, people are not going to offer you an explanation because they don't have any more than those people that are in the background of FDR cheering because they don't have an explanation. They are praying that this man back then was the explanation for what you're going through right now. It wasn't. It was just what was sold to the American public as being the explanation. And it appeared at the time or even after to work, but it really didn't work. It was just manageable for for the for people. But this is your problem here. That's your problem. See? So you people don't have any idea what that is. And this is why you're not going to be able to get by it. It no matter what kind of ideas that you think you have to save your own life, your family's life, it's not going to work. You're going to destroy your family if you don't wake up, if you don't listen to the right people, if you don't start to care. It's going to be bad. Bad for a lot. People like me, not going to be bad. Because I'll profit because I know what to do. I understand what's going on. And so people like me, we only profit from the damage that y'all do to yourself. And we just sit back and wait and watch and start to utilize people's hardships. I have no choice. Other people have no choice to seek benefit, to receive benefit, because it's there. It's gonna be there because you won't learn and you won't care. Then it's your own fault. And especially when there's people who will help you, but you don't want help because it don't look like what you think it should look like. And that's going to be everybody's problem. They think they know what everything should look like. It's not going to look like anybody wants it to look like, and it's not going to feel like that. And so people have to accept something different, and that people have had a problem with that, as you can see, for the last 100 years, because this is still going on. But now it's coming to an end, and it's going to get ugly, just like it was ugly back then. It's going to get ugly, and ain't going to get better. Just keep believing that. It's already written that it's not supposed to get better. That's just the way the system is set up. It just depends on where you're at. If you're in the system, you're dead. If you're utilizing the system, so I'm here. ZE Primetime, man. I just want to pop in, get started on giving people a chance. So we here, man. Y'all keep tagged in, subscribe, like on all the platforms. And when I come out heavy, you better find your way. Find your way. We out.